Today's story is Thomas's Snowsuit by Robert Munsch and Michael Marchenko. You know, he is one of my favorite authors, and the illustrator is one of my favorite illustrators. All their books are super funny. And so I'm going to start with one that you already know just because it is so funny. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead and work our way through a bunch of the other ones that we may have read or may not have read. Okay? All right, so Thomas's Snowsuit. Thomas does not look happy to be wearing his snowsuit. Thomas's Snowsuit. Story, Robert Munsch. Art, Michael Marchenko. He dedicated this to Otis and Erica Wine and Halifax, who helped me make up the story, and to Danny Munch. One day, Thomas's mother bought him a nice new brown snowsuit. When Thomas saw the snowsuit, he said, "That is the ugliest thing I have ever seen in my life. If you think that I'm going to wear that ugly snowsuit, you are crazy." Thomas's mother said, "Well, we'll see about that." The next day, when it was time to go to school, the mother said, "Thomas, please put on your snowsuit." And Thomas said, "No." He's like, "No way, not wearing it." His mother jumped up and down and said, "Thomas, put on that snowsuit." And Thomas said, "No." So Thomas's mother picked up Thomas in one hand, picked up the snowsuit in the other hand, and she tried to stick them together. They had an enormous fight, and when it was done, Thomas was in his snowsuit. But oh my goodness, guys, check out the mess it made. Look at Mom, she's all flushed, and poor Thomas does not look very happy. I don't know, if my son behaved like that, I wouldn't be very happy. Thomas went off to school and hung up his snowsuit. When it was time to go outside, all the other kids jumped into their snowsuits and ran out the door, but not Thomas. The teacher looked at Thomas and said, "Thomas, please put on your snowsuit." Thomas said, "No." The teacher jumped up and down and said, "Thomas, put on that snowsuit." And Thomas said, "No." Uh-oh, what do you think's going to happen? I see a pattern. Next picture is funny. You guys know what's coming. So the teacher picked up Thomas in one hand, picked up the snowsuit in the other hand, and she tried to stick them together. They had an enormous fight, and when they were done, the teacher was wearing Thomas's snowsuit, and Thomas was wearing the teacher's dress. Oh my goodness, look at those long skinny legs, and look at her expression. And Thomas is going, ha ha. That is awesome. Oh goodness gracious, I'm glad that's never happened to me. When the teacher saw what she was wearing, she picked up Thomas in one hand and tried to get him back into his snowsuit. They had an enormous fight. When they were done, the snowsuit and the dress were tied into a great big knot on the floor. And Thomas and the teacher were in their underclothes. Oh no, they're in their underwear. Just then, the door opened, and in walked the principal. The teacher said, "It's Thomas. He won't put on his snowsuit." He does not look happy, and she looks super embarrassed. They even ripped off some hooks. Check it out. And the wall is busted back here. Yikes. The principal gave his very best principal look and said, "Thomas, put on your snowsuit." And Thomas said, "No." Oh, even the principal couldn't get him to do it. And he looks pretty stern, but so does Thomas. So the principal picked up Thomas in one hand, and he picked up the teacher in the other hand, and and he tried to get them back into their clothes. Excuse me. When he was done, the principal was wearing the teacher's dress, the teacher was wearing the principal's suit, and Thomas was still in his underwear. Then, from far out in the playground, someone yelled, "Thomas, come and play." Thomas ran across the room, jumped into his snowsuit, got his boots on in 2 seconds, and ran out the door. Oh no, look at how they look. She's even smoking the pipe. Oh, too funny. The principal looked at the teacher and said, "Hey, you have on my suit. Take it off right now." The teacher said, "Oh, no, you have on my dress. You take off my dress first." Well, they argued and argued and argued, but neither one wanted to change first. Now they're in a pickle over this. Finally, Thomas came in from recess. He looked at the principal and he looked at the teacher. Thomas picked up the principal in one hand. He picked up the teacher in the other hand. They had an enormous fight, and Thomas got everybody back into their clothes. Oh my goodness, but not before they ripped everything down. Goodness gracious, I would be pooped. And he's going, "Ha, I fixed it." The next day, the principal quit his job and moved to Arizona, where nobody ever wears a snowsuit. I think he had it. I don't think he wanted to deal with anybody like Thomas anymore. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story. Is there some clothing that you don't like to wear that mom and dad really have to, like, make you wear? I can't really think anything. I guess when I was a little girl, I didn't like dresses too much. So, yeah. All right, well, have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. Oh, that's Robert Munch, and that's Michael Marchenko. Those are the author and illustrator.